morally justify to me using animals without their consent.
So I will say, if you want to be vegan, that's totally fine. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Um, but there are some people out there like me who do need to eat meat because I have I'm anemic. Yes, there are supplements out there that can help me and I can eat vegetables, but really I need red meat in my diet to help me a little bit more. And so some people
Okay.
can't do the vegan diet, like, you're trying to trying to kind of make people feel bad for eating meat is a little wrong because you're like, it's wrong, it's
Okay, what
immoral.
about the animals, though?
Do I agree with the way that they're raising the animals? No, I don't like it. I do wish
Okay, but
farmers
is there
would be a little
really
bit
a nice
nicer.
way to exploit someone? Is there a good way to do the wrong thing?
Maybe no, but to be fair, back whenever we were, ooga boogas, I don't know how to say that. Whenever we had, sorry, it's really early. We ate meat. Our ancestors ate meat. We've all been eating meat forever
We've done
because
a lot
our
of things
bodies
forever, but we still
need
find
it.
some of those things immoral. We used to grape each other. We used to unjustly
Oh yeah,
unalive each other.
and we
Okay.
still do
So just
that.
because we've done something for a long time doesn't mean that it's moral.
Well, I don't think people should be essaying people and murdering people, but
Right.
we can't. We live in a society now where it is impossible to hunt for your own meat because,
Right. What I'm saying is
people own land.
you don't need to violate the bodily autonomy of someone else to get your nutrients.
No, I don't really think they should be doing what they're doing to animals, but there are farmers out there that do let them,
Okay,
have a natural.
what is the right way to harvest someone's muscle that didn't want to die?
I mean, no one wants to die, but it's gonna
No, no, but
happen eventually.
what is the method that you would prefer to harvest someone's muscle who did not want to die?
I mean, there's plenty of ways for them to die that isn't,
And I would
immoral.
like you to tell me how that is.
I
How do you
know
take
that
someone's life that
um,
didn't want to pass? How do you morally take their life?
easy. You just do it when it comes to an animal.
So
So
people
don't
like
get me
Jeffrey
wrong.
Dahmer were totally in the right.
So no, you're trying to, you know. So I really hate that you're trying to be like, well, this person was a murderer. Like, so was it okay? No, it wasn't. It wasn't okay for him to
Okay.
murder. It's not okay
What
to murder,
what
but
makes
you're
it okay
trying
to do it
to
to animals but not humans?
because we need their meat. We are on top of the
Why?
food chain for a reason because we are omnivores. We are supposed to survive on, on meat and on vegetation, and that's how
No.
our bodies actually are.
No.
Well, if it wasn't
Omnivore
so,
means that
then
we can thrive on plants, on flesh, or both. We're kind of more
okay,
like
we're all
opportunistic
omnivores,
scavengers.
and there are
We're
some
more like
people, like I
opportunistic
said,
scavengers.
and there are people out there, like I said, that do need that protein because their body can't produce it for them. And yes, there are supplements out there, but those supplements will cause more harm to the body than it helps. Like whenever my doctor told me
Do you have
that,
proof of that, or are you just assuming?
no, my doctor told me that I could take more iron pills to help me with, my anemia. But she told me that if I did, it would probably mess my stomach up more than anything. And so I chose not to take it because I don't
Have
want
you
my
ever talked
stomach
to
to.
a plant-based dietitian?
If I were to just do a plant-based diet, I would probably end up dying.
Have you ever spoken to a plant-based nutritionist or dietitian?
No, but I know for a fact
Okay.
that if I were to actually just eat plants and
Well,
only
before you
tofu
jump to
and
assuming you know
anything
facts,
else, I would
I
die.
have resources right here. I would like you to take a screenshot of the live. Challenge
What's also
22. Challenge 22 has access to a free dietitian, and they can
mm,
help you meal plan so you get all your needed nutrition from your food. And
no,
if they did
I would
ask you to
rather
take a
just.
supplement, I'm sure it would be temporary until you get your food habits down.
Yeah, and not to mention, whenever you're trying to do this, it probably costs a lot of money in the end because I have to buy all of it. Um, meat is expensive, but it can also
Whole
be a
food
little bit
plant-based
more
diet is
expensive.
30% cheaper.
Is it though? I work at Walmart,
It
and
is.
all of our stuff is
Yeah.
really expensive.
The beans, the rice, the fruits, the vegetables,
I
the
do eat that
frozen
stuff.
fruit, the frozen vegetables.
I don't like eating frozen stuff because it isn't good.
It
I
actually
eat
has
fresh
more
stuff.
nutrition because when they pick it, they freeze it, and all the nutrition stays there instead of decaying over time. Whereas if you get fresh stuff, it has to travel, it sits
Well, yeah, it
somewhere,
does.
often will lose some of its nutrition. So frozen is not
But again, you're kind of trying to be
inferior.
like, just don't eat meat because it's immoral. It's not immoral. We were meant
It
to eat
is.
meat. And we
If
were
you
also, if
agree,
it was immoral, so if it
prayer.
was immoral, then our ancestors, again, if who could decipher
Again, our
right and wrong,
ancestors
wouldn't
raped
have
and
done it.
unjustly unalived each other.
Yes, they did. But if they would have
Yep.
seen that that was wrong and we've evolved to see that was wrong, then we
Okay, so you're
wouldn't have
cherry picking.
stopped.
You're like, oh, well,
No.
if they had seen that those are wrong, but eating
Yeah, no,
animals
I'm
is
saying
okay.
so are you. So if they had seen
What?
that that was wrong, then they should have also seen that, hey, killing these animals,
I mean,
it's not good. And so
some
we
of our
should have
ancestors did acknowledge that it was wrong. I mean, vegetarian and veganism goes back thousands of years. There were some humans that definitely did acknowledge, hey, we don't have to consume and exploit all these animals. And this was like goes into
Pythagoras,
like a
for
lot of
example.
religious and like spiritual communities as well, thousands
Yeah,
of years
but
ago.
you're trying to guilt trip people and feeling bad and something that
No, we're
they
just trying
are,
to tell the truth. 'Cause
no,
I tell
you
you
are
that
guilt-tripping people
these
into
animals are just as sentient and like deserving of rights as like our dogs or cats or companion animals. But I would like to address your iron deficiency claim. I actually grew up and I was anemic most of my childhood to the point where I was fainting and having like serious issues, even though I had a high meat consumption. But then I went and did more research, actually got a degree in dietetics, and I found out that high consumption of dairy products can inhibit iron absorption. And we had our own milk cows and our milk goats, so I consumed a lot of dairy growing up. So actually going plant-based really helped my iron levels to a point where I didn't have to take supplementation to fix the issue. I just consumed a diet higher in vitamin C, excluded dairy, excluded coffee, and a few other things that inhibits iron. Because iron is like the most finicky mineral on the planet, and for a good reason, because too much in our body can actually really harm us. So I was able to like solve anemia without having to use any animals. So I highly recommend use the resources that we gave you to get a free dietitian for 22 days, because there's so much that you can learn about how to properly pick foods. And a lot of plant-based foods, yes, non-heme iron may not be as absorbable, but if you include high vitamin C in your diet, you can increase the absorption by up to like 60%. So you can do everything you need without any kind of like iron supplementation, which most dietitians don't recommend taking iron supplements because they just aren't very effective. And like you said, they can cause stomach issues and stuff. And, the risk of having too much is definitely going to be there.
Sorry, guys, that was loud. You there, Brer? Brer?
Sorry, I think I accidentally turned off my microphone by accident.
It's okay.
I am very grateful that you gave me, I might even look into it, but I probably will still continue to eat meat because I have eaten meat my entire life, and I do like meat. Do I think it's morally right? It's probably not, but there's nothing you can do about it. We live in a world where everything is not morally right. Should any of that stuff happen? No. Do I think, people should be putting their arm up a cow's hoo-ha? No, that's absolutely disgusting. But
I mean, there is something you can do about it. You can make choices for yourself. I mean, I grew up on a farm and I actually slaughtered my own animals. And if I had the same mindset, well, I grew up this way. My families are, this is like the 9th generation of farmer where we butcher pigs, chickens, cows, etc. I'm never going to change. I would still be on that farm.
I do have an actual question. So what happened?
Hold on just a sec. I would still be on that farm hacking off the heads of animals and consuming their bodies. But when I educated myself and found out there was another way, I couldn't morally justify what I was doing anymore. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I keep turning off my mic, sorry. So what happens when everyone does eventually turn vegan and we let all the plant eaters go? How are we, like, are you guys still going to be okay with other animals eating each other?
Are you
Because
talking about
there
wild
is
animals, or are you talking about
yeah,
farm animals?
I'm talking about wild animals, like whenever we finally to stop, eating, all of our plant eaters out there. And, let's say we set them free for some reason. I don't know why we would, but we probably would.
Well, we wouldn't, but okay.
Okay, so we don't set them free. So are we going to try to make a way where they can't reproduce naturally? Because
Yeah.
if like we have a lot of plant eaters out there, and we can't really control their population because there is, population control.
Oh no, we do.
Another reason why we have
Again,
a cycle of life.
when you say plant eaters, I just want to clarify, do you mean farm animals or do you mean wild animals?
I mean farm animals like cows,
Okay.
anything
So the
that
farm
really
animals,
produces plants.
if we were to go vegan overnight, which would be, I would wish that would happen. It's not gonna. But if it did, I would think that if everyone then had a vegan mindset, they don't want to harm animals anymore. So we would probably take the subsidies that we all put towards raising animals for food and everything else, take those subsidies and put them towards sanctuaries to let the animals live out their lives. In about 20 years, we wouldn't have any more domesticated animals.
Okay, well, I'm talking about, natural selection and like...
Yeah, we already control their population numbers, so it wouldn't be that hard to keep them. Hormones, birth control, separation.
I mean, because once they all breed and we don't have a way to actually...
I just gave you a bunch of reasons. Birth control, hormones, separation. We could even just
But that's not
fix
letting them their natural lives. We're still trying to use
I think
them
they would rather live out their lives than be unalived to be your iron resource.
But I'm just saying that if for some reason we couldn't control their population, you do realize...
Why wouldn't we be able to control their population?
I'm just saying, if for some reason...
I know you keep saying it, but you don't have any evidence. You're just trying to say, worst case scenario, these animals start to overpopulate. Guess what? They don't naturally populate at their current rate. We are artificially inseminating them. We're making them populate way more than they ever naturally would. In fact, did you know that many of the animals that we use can't even naturally mate anymore? Turkeys, for example, they have to be AI because they can't, their bodies are so big they can't mate naturally.
Okay, so...
Okay.
What I'm trying to get at is that if for some reason...
I know, you do.
It's because it's a scenario. It's, you don't know
what do you want me to say for this scenario? Like, why would we let them out if we know that they're going to populate? We would be like, let's keep them in sanctuary so that they're safe because we've bred them to be dependent on us. We've literally bred them to be dependent on us, so it would be irresponsible to release them and to let them do everything. It's like releasing a bunch of children into the forest.
What about the next generation of animals that probably...
We wouldn't breed them anymore.
Okay, so after you get
done they would go extinct. Is that clear? They would not exist. They would live out their lives, and then they would die naturally, and then we would not have any more cows, pigs, chickens, cats, dogs, all of those things. And then we would have
the process of, again, it would be a whole cataclysmic thing because we would be eating plants. So then
that's horrible. We're eating plants. Oh no.
We would have to artificially try to make plants, and then whenever...
What are you talking about? Okay, Brer, I want you to understand something. I want you to understand something. Brer, I don't want to hear what you're trying to say. I want you to hear what I'm saying. To raise the animals that we currently use, we use 83% of our current ag land. Okay, I hope you heard me. 83%. And they only yield 18% of our total global calories. All right, if we got rid of animal agriculture, we could feed beyond our current population. Right now, there's only 8 billion of us. We could feed up to 10 billion with us with a quarter of the ag land that we're currently using. Okay? So we would be able to feed everybody on plants, grow less plants, have a greener earth.
And this is something that is like really common for a lot of people to like misunderstand, is just the sheer volume of animals that are run through these systems every single year. Like my brain cannot wrap around how much 92 billion land animals is.
Yeah, to like break down that number, it's such a big number. Most people can't understand how there are 8 billion humans, okay? We're unaliving 92.2 billion just land animals every year. 92, and we have to feed them plants. Brer, you're muted. You're still muted.
Okay, I don't know why my thing. I think it's because when I don't talk for a few minutes, my mic thinks I'm done.
Well, the last time it was me. The first 2 times I don't know what muted you, but the last time I muted you, just so you know.
Probably my. Never mind. I'm not going to say that because that might be rude.
Did you hear what we said, though?
I heard you. And
okay.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it is unfortunate, but I mean, you're not going to change everything.
No, but you were arguing that it's inefficient and that we won't be able to feed everybody, and I'm trying to make a point to you that we would be able to feed everybody.
Would we?
More than everybody. Right now, we have starving children to make the animals that you use for iron. Did you know that?
You have starving...
Third world countries focus on making the grains that feed the animals you use instead of growing food for themselves.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That is
so when you're partaking in that market, you're hurting other humans as well.
Everyone's hurting everyone. It's how this world is.
Right, but this is something that you engage in daily that you don't have to. That's why I'm here. This is such an easy solution.
I should quit my job because I work in a deli that pays me $19 an hour, and I should just...
You could probably look for another job, yeah. If you start to see the animals as sentient, you might find it disturbing to see their bodies sliced open all the time.
Real quick. I'm going to say something that probably is going to get me kicked off so fast.
If you're going to insult me, yeah.
Oh no, I'm not going to insult you. I would never. I would never result to insulting. If we had an apocalyptic world where, we couldn't find anything, to eat plant-wise, or even, let's just say I didn't have a plant around and I couldn't find anything to eat. I see a dog or a cat, and guess what I'm eating?
I mean, that's a survival situation. That's a survival situation. I mean, humans have consumed humans in survival situations. I mean, one of the stories that stuck out to me most in history is
I'm not giving
the historical events that happen when people are stranded and like they lose their minds.
But
so
I'm not giving
that
animal's consent to die.
Just one sec. It's justified, but it's still immoral. We can still recognize something as immoral. It's just the justification may be like, well, you're in an extreme survival situation. Like, that's understandable. Like, you yourself are having to choose yourself over someone else to be able to live another couple days. So, yeah, I mean, that's totally justified. We understand that.
Okay, so I'm still trying to survive. I'm eating my meat because I know that's something I can survive off of. Yes, am I
You're going to a grocery store, though.
Yes, I am. And I will admit, I am going to a grocery store and I am buying an animal that has probably
So I'm telling you, you have options and you're not paying attention to them.
Yes, I am. I know what I'm doing. That's the thing.
No, you're going off of taste pleasure.
I know what I'm doing. I know what's going on with those animals.
Brr, if you truly thought that animals were as sentient as like your companions, you would try everything you could in your power to not have to use them, and instead you're up here defending animal abuse.
I'm not trying to defend animal abuse. I don't condone
You're saying that animals should be put into slaughterhouses so that you can get your iron from their bodies.
I think that people should still be able to eat what they want to eat, but I do still think...
What about the animal's choice, though? You're not considering the animal's choice. You're only considering your own choice.
You're not letting me finish my... I'm trying not to cuss. You're not letting me finish my sentence. Yes, I don't think it's right that the animals are being treated the way they are treated. Do I think it is moral? No, it is not moral. I do not think animals should be treated the way they are treated. I think they should be treated with respect. I think they should be treated with respect.
If you were,
they do die.
Let's say that somebody took control over you. They put you in a really nice home. They fed you really nice food, but they were going to cross your bodily autonomy whenever they wanted. Would that be moral to you?
So, me back in whenever I was a 5-year-old living with my grandpa?
Yeah, but would it be moral for him to exploit you, to use you?
It wasn't moral. I'm not saying that anything that they are doing is moral. I've never said anything that they are doing is moral.
So if you truly believe that something is immoral, should you not try to not do that? Shouldn't you be looking for alternatives so that you live in alignment with your principles?
No, because we were meant to also eat meat.
What does meant mean? What do you mean meant?
If we weren't if we weren't meant to eat meat, we wouldn't have the craving for it. We would not.
Do you believe it?
We have not.
Okay. Do you believe that we evolved, or do you believe that we were created?
You don't want me to answer that.
Okay, because the reason why, either way, it doesn't matter how you answer. If you agree that we evolved,
my religion, I am a satanic. I worship the Satanic Temple. I am a satanic pagan.
Is it the Satanic Temple or the Church of Satan?
It's the Satanic Temple, and I'm also.
Okay. So you just for more of the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and
I have nothing against that.
I'm also.
You know what the first tenet is of the Satanic Temple? In fact, I have it right here. What is the first tenet? Tell me. What is the first tenet of the Satanic Temple? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head.
One should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not a vegan message?
Give me one moment. So you're talking about the first one?
Yeah, the first tenet.
The first tenet.
One should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason.
I dropped my phone. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, it does sound like something that would be vegan, but you know, people have the choices to twist words the way they want to. But,
so, do you not agree with that first tenet?
I agree with it, but that doesn't mean that I'm still not going to eat meat. There are plenty of people out there.
It's your religion, right? It's what you believe in.
There are plenty of people out there that follow the Satanic Temple, and pretty sure they still eat meat.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Look, I understand. You want to protect animals. I get it.
It's not about me protecting animals. It's about you recognizing that animals are sentient and that they deserve...
They are sentient. I know they are sentient. I know animals have
if you believe that they're sentient and that they feel pain, then you would not want to... you would try everything you could to avoid harming them. Excuse me.
I'm not harming them, unfortunately. It's the people that I
you're demanding that they be put through a slaughterhouse and be used.
If I'm being completely honest, if people stopped serving meat, would I be mad? No, I'd probably just switch to another thing that would probably help me. But
so why do you have to wait for everyone else to do the right thing before you do the right thing?
It's not technically. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because I don't feel like switching to being a vegan.
Okay, have you seen the movie Dominion?
No.
Okay, I suggest you go watch it. It's a great documentary on just the basic standards that animals have to go through, so you know what the animal has to go through for you to get your iron.
Yeah, no, I know what animals have to go through. I've seen like maybe.
I don't think you do. I genuinely wish you would watch this movie just because I need you to see what you're demanding. You need to remind yourself that you're asking someone to go through the scariest thing ever. Something that you would never tolerate being forced to do. You're forcing someone else to go through that. And you're trying to justify it because you have taste pleasure and you don't, or taste pleasure issues, and that you don't want to get your iron through other sources. You need it through someone else's muscle. And I think you need to realize what you are demanding. I think you've allowed that disconnect to flood your mind, and you don't want to think about it. That's why you don't want to watch the movie. If it didn't bother you, you'd watch it and not have any issue. Okay. I would love, if you watch it, please come back and talk to me. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially after you've watched it.
What is it called again?
Dominion. It's right here, this picture. Yeah. If you take a screenshot, you can see I have a picture and the name of it right above it.
Sorry, I think I accidentally turned off my phone instead of taking a screenshot. to see how much I know. Anyway.
Oh, that's good. And then
no,
above it, if you do get curious, you want to talk to somebody about nutrition, that Challenge 22, you can talk to the dietitians for free. Just ask them questions. There's no strings attached. So, which I think is a great resource.
I will watch the movie and I'll tell you my opinion about it.
Awesome. I do look forward to that.
Well, I will say though, I don't agree with animal testing. That one I don't like.
Yeah, that's also wrong. We have the technology to move past that now.
Yeah, I really think we should use inmates.
I don't know about that, just because our judicial system isn't great either. We're not perfect at figuring out if someone is truly guilty about things. So I do agree that we shouldn't cause unusual punishments to people. But I still believe in justice. I just think that I don't want to cause people pain that are innocent, you know? And if our judicial system can't really decide beyond a doubt if someone's innocent or not, I don't want to cause them harm.
I understand that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Sorry.
All right. Well, no, you're great. I look forward to talking to you after you watch the movie.
Yep. Do you know what? Do you know what it's on, or do I just look it up and it'll pop up
YouTube. It's just on YouTube. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually could probably watch that now.
Cool. All right. Well, if I'm still up after you've watched it, please come back.
Okay. Well,
cool.
You have a great day.
You too. All right. I'll talk to you later, Brer.
Bye-bye.
Bye.